Close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath. Listen to the voice that's always there, always speaking, always narrating your life. That constant stream of thoughts flowing through your mind, analyzing, questioning, doubting, dreaming. Have you ever stopped to wonder who that voice really belongs to? What does it represent? Why does it hold such power over your life? In the quiet moments between your thoughts, there lies a profound truth that most people never realize. You are not your thoughts. You're not the voice that speaks within your mind. You are the one who hears it. The silent observer. The conscious presence that exists behind all that mental chatter. This simple yet transformative understanding has the power to change everything about how you experience life. Yet most of us spend our entire lives trapped in an endless dialogue with ourselves, mistaking the voice for who we truly are. We let it control our actions, define our limitations, and shape our reality. We become so entangled in its constant commentary that we forget there's another way to exist, another way to experience the richness and depth of life. What if I told you that freedom from this endless mental noise isn't just possible? It's your natural state. What if you could step back from the cacophony of thoughts and find a place of clarity so profound it transforms how you experience every single moment? What if you could break free from the prison of your own mind and discover a peace so deep that nothing in the external world could disturb it? This journey we're about to embark on together isn't just about understanding your thoughts. It's about rediscovering who you truly are beneath them. It's about peeling away the layers of mental conditioning that have kept you trapped in patterns of thinking and feeling that no longer serve you. Through this exploration, you'll come to understand the true nature of your inner voice, release the emotional baggage that's been weighing you down, let go of the illusion of control that keeps you stuck, and open your heart to life's infinite possibilities. Take another deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs. Let everything else fade away. This moment, right here, right now, could be the beginning of the most profound transformation of your life. The moment you finally discover who you really are behind the noise, behind the chaos, behind the endless stream of thoughts that have dominated your experience for so long. When you're alone with your thoughts, what do you hear? Is it a kind, supportive guide, gently leading you toward growth and understanding? Or is it an endless stream of worry, criticism, and judgment that never seems to quiet down? For most of us, our inner world is filled with a narrator that never stops, analyzing every situation, judging every action, replaying past mistakes, or anxiously predicting future catastrophes that may never come to pass. But here's the revelation that changes everything. If you can hear the voice, how can you be the voice? Think about that for a moment. When you observe your thoughts flowing through your mind, who's doing the observing? This simple question opens the door to a truth so profound, it has the power to transform your entire experience of life. You are not your thoughts. You're the awareness behind them, the consciousness that witnesses them coming and going. Imagine sitting in a movie theater, watching a breathtaking scene unfold on the screen. A magnificent sunset spreads across the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant shades of gold and purple. The ocean below reflects the light like millions of diamonds dancing on its surface. But instead of being able to fully immerse yourself in this beautiful moment, someone sits next to you, constantly commenting, "Is that color normal? Will it rain tomorrow? What happens next?" This reminds me of that terrible vacation 3 years ago. I wonder if I remembered to lock the car. That's exactly what your mind does, day in and day out. It's so busy narrating your life that you miss the actual experience of living it. The pure, unfiltered joy of simply being present in each moment gets lost beneath the weight of endless commentary. But there's hope. The first step toward freedom is deceptively simple. Just observe. Notice the voice without trying to change it or make it go away. Watch how it jumps frantically from thought to thought, creating stories, manufacturing problems, and constructing elaborate dramas out of thin air. Pay attention to how it weaves tales about the past and future, rarely allowing you to rest in the present moment. When you observe without judgment, something miraculous begins to happen. A space opens up, a gap between you and the mental noise that's dominated your life for so long. In that space, you'll find the first taste of true freedom. It might be brief at first, just a moment of clarity between thoughts. But even that glimpse can change everything. Your thoughts are like a river, constantly flowing through your consciousness. Most people spend their lives swept away by this river, tumbling through its currents, completely identified with every thought and emotion that passes through their mind. But you can learn to sit on the riverbank, watching the water flow by without being carried away by it. Remember, you can't silence the voice completely, and that's not the goal. Thoughts will always come and go, like clouds passing across the sky. You are the sky itself, vast, boundless, unchanging, untouched by whatever passes through it. This understanding is the foundation of inner freedom. But what about the emotional weight we carry? Those heavy feelings that seem to anchor us to our past, preventing us from moving forward. What if I told you that most of your emotional pain doesn't come from what happened to you, but from your resistance to letting it go? We carry our past like heavy stones in a backpack, each memory, each hurt, each regret adding to the burden. Every argument that wasn't resolved, every relationship that ended poorly, every mistake we wish we could undo, they all become part of this weight we carry. But these emotions weren't meant to be permanent residents in your heart. They're more like weather patterns, meant to move through you, not stay with you forever. Think about the last time someone hurt you or disappointed you. The actual incident might have lasted only minutes, but how long did you replay it in your mind? How many times did you relive the pain? Rehearse what you should have said? Imagine different outcomes? The truth is, it's not the original event hurting you anymore. It's your attachment to it. Your refusal to let it flow through and away from you. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean pretending you weren't hurt, or that what happened was okay. It means freeing yourself from the grip of past pain. It means choosing peace over being right. It means understanding that holding on to anger or resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to suffer. Take a moment now to think of something that's been weighing on your heart. It could be recent or from long ago. Feel where it sits in your body. Is there a tightness in your chest? A knot in your stomach? Notice these sensations without trying to change them. Now take a deep breath, and as you exhale, say to yourself, I see you. I feel you. I release you. This is the practice of emotional freedom, not pushing away our feelings, but allowing them to move through us naturally. When we stop fighting our emotions, when we allow them to flow as they were meant to, something remarkable happens. They begin to transform. They lose their power over us. We discover that we can feel deeply without becoming trapped in our feelings. And what about control? That endless desire to manage every aspect of our lives, to ensure everything goes according to plan. We all crave it. Control over our circumstances, control over others, control over the future. It feels safe, doesn't it? As if having everything perfectly arranged would finally bring us peace. But here's the paradox. The more we try to control life, the more we realize how little control we actually have. And that realization, though terrifying at first, contains within it the seeds of true freedom. Think about how many times you've carefully planned something, only to have life take an entirely different course. Maybe you rehearsed an important conversation word for word, but when the moment came, it went in an unexpected direction. Or perhaps you mapped out your career path in detail, only to find yourself drawn to something completely different. It's frustrating, isn't it? But it's also inevitable. Control is an illusion. Life is too vast, too complex, too wonderfully unpredictable to fit into the neat boxes we try to create for it. The weather doesn't change because you wish it wouldn't rain. Other people don't conform to the scripts we've written for them in our minds. And the future? It unfolds according to its own wisdom, regardless of how much we try to predict or manipulate it. When we cling to this illusion of control, we suffer. We resist the natural flow of life, trying to bend it to our will. We exhaust ourselves trying to manage things that are beyond our power to change. It's like trying to hold water in our hands. The tighter we grip, the more it slips through our fingers. But what if we could let go? Not in defeat or resignation, but in trust. What if we could surrender to the flow of life, trusting that it knows what it's doing even when we don't? Trusting that we can handle whatever comes our way, even when it's not what we planned? Take a moment now. Think about something you're trying to control in your life. Maybe it's a decision you're struggling with, a relationship you're trying to fix, or an outcome you're desperate to ensure. Notice how it feels in your body, the tension, the anxiety, the urgent need to make things go a certain way. Now take a deep breath, and as you exhale, imagine releasing that need to control. Picture yourself opening your hands, letting go of the reins you've been gripping so tightly. This brings us to perhaps the most beautiful part of our journey, learning to live with an open heart. Imagine waking up each morning with a sense of possibility, where your heart feels light and spacious, ready to embrace whatever the day might bring. This is what it means to live openly, but for many of us, it feels like an impossible dream. Why? Because we've built walls around our hearts, walls made of past hurts, disappointments, and the desire to protect ourselves from pain. Think about how many times you've held back from expressing your feelings, afraid of being judged or rejected. How many opportunities have you missed because you were afraid to be vulnerable, to take a risk, to open yourself to the unknown? These walls might feel like they're keeping us safe, but they're also keeping us trapped. They block the flow of life, the connection to others, and the beauty of new experiences. They prevent us from experiencing the full richness of what it means to be alive. Living openly doesn't mean you won't face challenges or never get hurt. It means you stop letting the fear of those things dictate your life. It means choosing to embrace life fully, with all its unpredictability and imperfection. It means understanding that, while vulnerability might feel like weakness, it's actually the purest expression of courage. Your heart is the most powerful energy center in your body. When it's open, you feel alive, connected, and at peace. When it's closed, you feel isolated, defensive, and heavy. The practice of living openly begins with small acts of courage. Sharing your true feelings with someone you trust. Expressing gratitude even when it feels awkward. Allowing yourself to be seen for who you really are. And now we arrive at the heart of it all. True freedom. Not the freedom of having no responsibilities or escaping all pain and struggle. The freedom that comes from within. The freedom that remains steady no matter what life brings your way. What does it mean to be truly free? It means living without the inner chains that hold you back, the mental chatter, the emotional weight, the need for control. It means understanding that freedom isn't something you attain, but something you uncover. It's already there, beneath the layers of fear, doubt, and resistance. Most of us think freedom comes from solving every problem or achieving every goal. But have you noticed how even when one problem is solved, another one takes its place? It's like playing an endless game where the finish line keeps moving. The truth is, the mind will always find something to fixate on, unless we learn to step back. True freedom doesn't mean you stop feeling emotions. It means you stop being ruled by them. Feelings will rise and fall like waves, but they don't have to carry you away. You can learn to stay grounded in your own presence, even in the midst of emotional storms. One of the most powerful realizations about freedom is this: you don't need everything to go your way to be at peace. You can find freedom even in chaos when you let go of the need for life to be perfect. Imagine standing in the middle of a storm. The wind is howling, the rain is pouring, but at your center, there's stillness. That stillness is your true self, the part of you that remains unshaken by external circumstances. As we come to the end of our journey together, take a moment to reflect on where we started. Remember that restless inner voice that seemed to control everything? Now you understand. The voice isn't you. You're the one watching, listening, choosing how much power to give it. We explored the weight of emotional baggage, learning that letting go isn't about ignoring our feelings, but about allowing them to flow naturally through us. We uncovered the illusion of control and found freedom in surrender, trusting the wisdom of life even when we can't see the whole picture. We learned to live with an open heart, discovering that true strength lies not in our walls, but in our willingness to be vulnerable, to connect, to embrace life fully. And finally, we found that real freedom isn't about changing our external circumstances. It's about discovering the unchanging peace that lies within us. Take one more deep breath. Feel the stillness inside you, that unshakable core of your being that nothing can disturb. This is who you really are. This is your true nature. And it's been here all along, waiting for you to remember. Carry this understanding with you as you move through your days. Let it guide you when the mental noise gets loud, when emotions feel overwhelming, when life doesn't go as planned. Remember, you are free, not because of what's happening around you, but because of what you've discovered within you. Thank you for sharing this journey. Now go forth and live the freedom that has always been yours.